constipation is when bowel movement is less than 3 times per week. And usually stool is dry, hard, and the person feels important discomfort or incomplete evacuation. Constipation is extremely common. It affects almost half of the older population regularly. Constipation decreases the quality of life importantly. Also, it increases the risks of diseases like colon cancer, stool impaction, which means hardening stool and being unable to defecate without medical intervention. And even cardiovascular disease risk is increased. Constipation even increases the risk of Parkinson's disease and dementia.
These common causes of constipation are low fiber diet, less water intake, and lack of physical activity. Other causes are possible but rare, like medications, some neurological diseases, and spinal trauma. Now, let's talk about treatments. The first most recommended treatment is dietary fiber. You can intake it naturally from foods like oats, barley, fruits like apples and pears, beans and peas, or as a supplement. Total daily fiber intake should be 35 grams per day.
2 types of fiber exist, soluble and insoluble. Both of them are beneficial for constipation, but better is soluble fiber like oats, barley, fruits like apples and pears, beans and peas. This type of fiber absorbs water, forming a gel-like substance that can help soften stools. On the other hand, insoluble fiber, whole wheat bread, brown rice, many vegetables and nuts. This type adds bulk and speeds the passage of food through the gut. From supplements, psyllium is the most recommended. Also methacellulose. Usually these supplements are taken with 1 to 2 teaspoons mixed in a glass of water 1-3 times per day. The second most important method is hydration. For constipation, women should drink around 3 liters of water from both beverages and water-rich food. It is around 11 cups of water roughly. For men, 3.7 liters of total fluid intake. It's around 15 cups. The third most common component is physical activity. Exercise stimulates the natural contractions of intestinal muscles. At least 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week, like brisk walking, cycling or swimming, helps important. The optimal regimen is 1 hour of exercise per day. Even short walks after meals can help get things moving. The fourth treatment is bowel training. It means trying to have a bowel movement around the same time each day, usually after a meal. Because 15-20 minutes after a meal, especially breakfast, the gut reflex is typically strongest. The most commonly used medication is polyethylene glycol. It is considered safe and effective for the long term. It works by pulling water into the colon, softening the stool. Such laxatives are called osmotic laxatives. Polyethylene glycol is usually a powder, and you should dissolve 17 grams of it into 1 cup of water and take it once a day. One of the most effective but not used for the long term is stimulant laxatives. Stimulant laxatives, for example, bisacodyl sodium picosulfate and senna. They are stimulating the muscles in your intestines to contract more strongly. Because of this strong effect, they can cause cramping. They are not used for the long term due to dependency and electrolyte imbalance problems. Bisacodyl is especially effective but used for the short term. It works within 6-12 hours. Oral tablets are often taken at bedtime for morning relief. Suppositories act faster, within 15-60 minutes. Senna is also effective. It's natural, that's why it is popular, but the risk factors are the same, including electrolyte imbalance and dependency, which are the problems. That's why it is used for the short term. Usually, no more than 7 days of continuous use. Another commonly used medication is magnesium oxide and magnesium hydroxide, also called milk of magnesia. Both of them are antacids and laxatives at the same time. They may be taken in liquid form, 2-4 tablespoons once a day, or as tablets, usually 2-4 tablets once a day. Long-term use can lead to side effects like diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and mineral deficiencies. Lactulose is another well-known laxative, which is also osmotic. Lactulose is an older osmotic laxative. It's a synthetic sugar that isn't absorbed in the gut. Instead, gut bacteria break it down, producing acids that pull water into the colon, softening stools. In the case of hepatic encephalopathy, it has additional benefits because lactulose is also used to help reduce ammonia levels, which can be a bonus in that specific scenario. Because gut bacteria ferment lactulose, people often experience increased gas, bloating, and sometimes cramping. It can be quite sweet or syrupy, which some folks don't enjoy. The usual intake regimen is often around 10-15 ml, which can contain 10 grams of lactulose once or twice daily. If we say which laxatives are the most commonly used for the long term, they are polyethylene glycol, most commonly because of its high safety profile, lactulose because of its long history and safety among older adults, and magnesium-based laxatives like magnesium oxide due to high safety.